And we're back in Better Than Ever, still in 14-1, where we're studying the behavior of gases, and in particular we're taking a look at pressure. In the last podcast we wrapped up with a discussion on the various units of pressure. We have millimeters of mercury, torrs, atmospheres, pascals, kilopascals, and pounds per square inch, which is psi. And what we want to do in this particular podcast is show you how you can convert and maneuver back and forth between them. All right. So if you want to flip your sheet over, we're going to go ahead and just do this on the back side of this. Let's go ahead and take a few pressure units and convert between them. All right. So let's just say, for example, that we have, let's say 380 millimeters of mercury. Okay. If we wanted to change that into, say, atmospheres, you would, just like you did before, using your unit conversions. This is something that you picked up back in Chapter 3. It's also something that we've talked about in terms of mole conversions. When two quantities are equal, you can place one over the other in a fraction. So, if we know that 760 millimeters of mercury equal 1 atmosphere, the conversion is going to be 1 atmosphere over 760 millimeters of mercury. Because you have millimeters of mercury on top in the numerator and in the denominator, they will divide out, just like 5 would divide with 5 or x would divide with x. And now you have 380 times 1 divided by 760, and that will give you 0.50 atmospheres. So you would have a half an atmosphere. Now, if you wanted to convert from, say, that atmospheres into kilopascals or pascals, let me switch colors on us here. We could start with that 0.50 atmospheres and change it into, say, kilopascals by multiplying by 101.3 kilopascal over 1 atmosphere. And of course that comes from the fact that 1 atmosphere is the same as 101.3 kilopascals. They're all equivalent to one another. And so if you divide out your atmospheres, a half times 101.3 is going to be 50.65 kilopascals. Or if you rounded to 2 sig figs, I suppose you could call that 51 kilopascals, but we're not so concerned with that. All right? Now, we could go back from kilopascals to millimeters of mercury. Let me change colors again here. If we started with our 50.65 kilopascals, we could go back into millimeters of mercury because 760 millimeters of mercury is the same as 101.3 kilopascals. The kilopascals would divide out top and bottom. Now, once again, why can we do that? Well, because 101.3 kilopascals is the same as 760 millimeters of mercury. And so when you take 50.65 times 760 divided by 101.3, you do in fact get 380 millimeters of mercury. All right, so you should be comfortable with converting back and forth between the units. That will become important when we get to some of the gas laws and you need a specific unit to be used in the calculation. Okay? So that concludes 14.1. In 14.2, we're going to start taking a look at the relationships among the different parameters. We'll be taking a look at the gas laws. We'll see you next time.